Okay. Welcome everyone to the Busch race here at the Magic Mile. We just wrapped up trucks probably about 20 minutes ago.
Yep.
It was one heck of a race. Looking to see what these Busch drivers can do. Our race winner Gar is going to be in here as well with our second place finisher of Maggio.
Grant, what can you expect from a race like this tonight? Especially in a different car for like Gar and Maggio who just ran the truck race. They're getting a little bit more experience as they'll be running Cup as well. What do you think their greatest challenge will be?
Um, as always, it's going to be kind of more about just trying to find the little bit of a grip difference between the trucks and Busch. Um, but you gain a lot of experience, running these lower series, which will help a lot tomorrow, with not only, watching from us or even on stream, seeing what the drivers are doing to even being in the car. But, just running one series to another gets you more track time, a little bit more experience of how the track is going to react to maybe a longer run, a short run, and it kind of helps with the setup in a way. I know, yeah, they drive a little bit different for each series, but you can learn a lot from each one.
Right, those guys are gonna have to deal with. Obviously they're gonna deal with a different car. And like you said, they're getting more experience, so it's just gonna help them overall. Um, they they may not get the W tonight. We'll see. But what can you expect from the Magic Mile in the Xfinity Series? I know we saw it in the trucks, like you were talking about. We just had a trucks about 20 minutes ago. What can we expect up in the booth here? What can you expect from this track and not just the drivers?
Well, kind of based on the track, it's going to be, again, one of those mid to high line tracks to run to definitely keep up a lot of momentum. You can run that bottom to try to make passes. We saw that, a few times in the race. We saw a few crossovers made. We even saw 3 and 4 wide, even I think 1.5 wide racing um, from the truck drivers, which they have a little bit more control underneath them, so it's easier to do for them. But again, turn two easily can be able to get loose off of, as well as turn four. You gotta watch pushing up the track because it can get tied off for those corners as well. Um, but high entry, low exit is going to be key here. Getting as much momentum through the center of the corner as you can while rotating at the same time. Um, that's going to be the biggest thing here. So it's just going to be more about the setup, I think, in my opinion, than the track itself.
Yeah, and for those guys that like to adjust their cards on pit road, maybe they'll see how it feels as they kind of get into a rhythm. Hopefully, we can get a big green flag run in this first stage with how many guys we have in the Xfinity Series tonight, or the Busch Series, excuse me. But I think it'll be very interesting to see which guys run which lines. We saw a couple guys try to make passes on the bottom, and it didn't really work. From what I was watching on the stream, saw a couple guys try to go to the bottom, and it didn't really work as that top line prevailed. It is a flat track almost, got a little bit of bank into it, but for the most part, it's really not banked at all. But when you get on that second to third lane, you start building your momentum up, like you were talking about, Grant. You just start building faster and faster and faster laps until those tires start going away. Especially in the Xfinity Series, when you have a little bit of slower vehicle, you can kind of push it a little bit on those um, as those tires kind of go away. You can kind of send it a little bit in further to the corner. May not run as fast a lap, but you will for sure um, be able to push the car just a little bit more on entry. See what you get on exit. But I think a couple of guys to watch. Besides Maggio and Gar, tonight. Mountaineer, we didn't really see him at Sonoma a whole lot. Um, Not really one of his strengths, from what I could see.
Well,
Looking for
between that and the custom setups as well, that kind of shows who can really tune their car the best as well.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. You're completely right. I think Mountaineer's a guy to watch tonight. See if he can pick his winning streak back up. And another guy I'd like to watch tonight um, is Mojo running? I like to watch Mojo if he's running. I think he is.
I'm
Um,
not sure if he is or not. I'll check here in a minute because I'll
yeah,
join for qual.
I believe I'd like to watch him run tonight. As Jade said, he's got all of his cars in this week, so or
Yeah,
Weir.
that
I'd like.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's not running,
I'd
or I would be surprised if he's not running. But
I'd like to see Weir as well. See what he can do here. Feel
yeah,
when I was talking to him, when I was texting on the phone with him, it sounded pretty confident. Um, just almost as confident as Demon did when I was texting him as well. So we'll see what those guys can do. Who you gonna watch tonight?
honestly, yeah, Weir's one of the ones I'm gonna watch. I'm also gonna be watching Turf. This is one of his solid tracks that he can really run at. He can be a decent fuel saver if he's got the right, attitude towards it, and he definitely has the skill for it. But also, I'm going to be watching Keith and Will if they're in this race as well, because that AMR group has been really fast this season. Uh, Will proved that in the Truck Series, battling up there top five, most of the race until he got kind of shuffled to the back as well. So I think those are going to be some more of the ones that I'm going to watch in this race too.
Okay. Could hear in the background that they're getting close to qualifying, or if they're starting it.
I think they may have just launched it.
Okay. If you're watching and you want an update on the World Baseball Classic, Japan's winning 2-1 at the top of the third. If you're a viewer out there.
Oh, we can't even get into watch qualifying.
Got all of our guys out there tonight, I believe.
Let me remake it really quick. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, he's remaking it. Never
Yep.
mind.
Yep.
I mean, in new defense, we haven't had this many race yet this season.
Remaking it.
And we can put them in. We gotta have them qualified. Our guys' attendance has been.
Oh, was Nate racing for you tonight too?
Yes.
Oh, what car is he in, the 66?
Yes.
Sweet, good for him. I don't see Tez in there. He might not have his internet this week. Sorry.
Got first wave of invites in. Waiting for the word to join.
Grant, what do you like about this track? Like personally,
The trophy.
the
That's
trophy.
what I like about this track.
Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, hey, who doesn't like a good lobster?
Right. I love lobster. I only get it a couple occasions though. Expensive as hell.
Yep.
Rob Manfred said the World Baseball Classic is going to return in 2026. I just got an invite from ANAT. I assume they are starting qualifying. Turn the light on. Alright.
Okay, we can join for qual.
I will not be joining for qualifying.
Okay, that's fine.
Per usual. I'll just tell the viewers who got where when it's all said and done. Grabbing a snack. What else do you like about this track for these guys tonight? You like fuel saving strategy? What do you like?
I think it'll be a mix of both. Just kind of depends on the situation that we get, especially here in stage 3, because we saw that it looked like it was going to be more of like a fuel strategy thing when we came to the end of the race, but then we had that huge wreck, which kind of changed the game there. So, but honestly, yeah, the fuel saving route wouldn't be a bad idea as qualifying has started. Keith in the 38. There's Tony Flyers in the 16.
What are some, off the top of your head, what are some really important keys for these guys to kind of hit on tonight?
A major thing is going to be corner entry and corner exit. Make sure you're not getting too loose. Make sure you're not diving too deep into the corner, because you don't want to slide up and give position away to somebody just running the middle of the track. So it's all going to mostly be about corner entry and then just trying to get the momentum off.
I mean, Cup Series tomorrow night is going to be a crucial thing for me to really get my bearings down here. I think that's one of the keys these guys are going to have to get into. Is just get into a rhythm. That rhythm will really set the tone for your run. If you can get into your own space within the first couple laps, it's going to be a really easy time for you. It's not going to be the worst thing in the world if you're side by side with somebody for a couple laps. Other than that, but you will be able to really push the issue and get a lot out of your machine if you are if you're able to get into the rhythm early on. Like we saw, like I saw with Gar, kind of ran away with it for a little bit while the guys were behind him were battling, but as Nate got free, he caught back up to that 21 truck. But yeah, just getting into that rhythm, because if you break that rhythm, it's really hard to get back into it. Takes a couple laps, and it might even be a wall hit here with how tight you get off the corners. So
Yeah, definitely. Again, a lot of it's going to be the line that you run here. Trying to keep the momentum up the best that you can, and track position is going to be a major key as well. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of even pit stop strategy we're going to come up with to get to the front.
you think of the Josh Williams incident on Saturday?
Loved it.
I loved it too. He got a penalty though. Got suspended for the next race.
Yeah, I kind of saw it coming, but you know, anytime a driver sticks it to the man, being NASCAR, it seems like it's always a great thing.
Yeah, I saw that. Saw that Denny Hamlin said he would pay his fine, but no fine for
Yeah,
him. He just, which I mean, I think the next race is Coda,
yeah.
so it's not really like a huge deal, because I don't think he does very well at Coda anyway. He's probably like, oh, just get to actually work on the car. Or Richmond, I believe it is.
As it appears that qualifying is now over.
All right, time to get into this real racing.
And our pole winner is Maggio Magic with a 29.38. And second will be Gar with a 29.45. Again, those two just got out of the trucks and they are showing their speed here in Xfinity as well. Or Busch, excuse me. Clock is rolling.
They start yet? Grant, did they go yet? Grant. Okay.
as Maggio is leading them out of turn 2 with Gar in second at the moment. Looks like the 38 and 54 side by side for third position as they go down to turn 3. As the field, as you can see, running multiple lines through the center of the corner and off. As Gar looking to the inside of Maggio as they enter turn 1.
And they're 4 wide. Just about.
Yep, the 38 with slight contact to the 54 pushes 6 up the track as they start to kind of single file out now, still side by side through the back of the field. The 54 now underneath Maggio with the 10 car of Alex Boz behind them. And Samster in the 93, who had a decent run at times in the 44 truck. The 92 of Mountaineer is right there as well.
Looks like we just lost somebody.
There's the 13 of Turf Tech battling with his teammate in the 66 of Killinate, who had a really good race going on. And that 20 and the 22 down one of the only Fords in the field.
We did lose Nitro.
Well, that's...
Who's the 21?
It's a shame for Nitro. The 21 is going to be... Here, Annette, Nitro, Steph Curry, Kevin, Herman, Mojo, anybody, Warpig, Will, Coffee, Tony in the 16. The 21 is Rat Guy, which is CPB Bear. It's just his backup account.
Okay.
So that is the Bear.
The Bear.
Battling with anybody in the 20 for the D4C camp. The 19 of Warpig right behind them. Gar still leading this race with Keith now still trying to close in and breathe down his neck as Weir will get underneath them coming through turns 1 and 2, almost side by side down the back stretch. Again, that's the momentum of the 38 from kind of running a higher line. 54 going to shoot to the outside. He's going to end up battling with Maggio now.
Almost barely into the wall there. I just couldn't get to Keith's left rear quarter panel coming off of turn 2, but he's got pressure from the behind now. It is the 93 of Sam.
That's Sam in the 93. Yep. Side by side down the back stretch. Going to side draft. Not quite as works well on the right side of the car as it does the left.
He's going to get put in the wall from the 93.
Yep. Just a slight kiss to the 54 up on the wall.
Not sure what
able
that
to
was.
still turn the car
really
down and get somewhat of a run as he looks back to the inside of Sam.
Sam
Dives
will give.
way down deep into the corner.
Yeah, Sam will give that spot right back. He's going to try and get it back on the bottom. He's gave that spot up based on that contact going into 3. Now they will go back into 3, and the 54 will not have to worry about any sort of contact this time. While we
Pressure
almost
up
have
front.
a battle for the lead, it is the 38 who has gotten by the 6 and will challenge the 7 of Gar, who we saw lead a bunch of laps in the truck race. These guys are going to battle it out. 2 Fatal Motorsports affiliate cars, one of Nitro Racing, one of AMR, and they will battle for the lead with Maggio looking on behind, and then Weir starting to pull away from the 93 car of Sam, who is
side
in
by
5th.
side through 3 and 4. Keith getting the edge.
Got a little bit loose off there, but he's got the lead just by about a fender. Going down into 1 and 2. He will clear him and he will have the lead coming off.
Yep, that 38 is looking on rails right now as he takes the lead from the 7 as they come down the back stretch. Down into turn 3 again.
Keith diving it way down
Diving
there. He
way
likes that
to the
low line
bottom.
right now. The new tires, you
it
can really go
looks-
anywhere, but once you get into the late stages of the run, you might see him move up to that second lane as those tires start to wear really, really bad.
Yep, a little bit higher line there through 1 and 2. as Gar was trying to run around the perfect line to the yellow down there.
Yeah,
Maggio will get around on the outside.
Maggio was able to pinch him down and actually grab that spot as Weir now looks on. It's a 4-horse race for what looks to be first here, as those guys are going to battle it out for third.
Yeah, we kind of saw this happen in the truck race as well. The top 3 were able to kind of drive away, and then, you know, once after that first stage ended, the field kind of found what they were looking for in their cars, and it kind of stayed more of a bigger pack. But right now these 4 are driving away, as the top 2 are also driving away from 3rd and 4th.
You know, I'm looking at the third-person cam for the 54 car, see what he can see up there. They have a battle for the lead. As I'm looking at it, seeing it from his bird's eye view, and the 6 still on the inside. Now he will tuck in behind. 54 had to bail on the 7. The 7 gets into the corner really lightly and then gets a good run off. The 54 charges it in and then tries to get that run off, but not as much as the 7. So he will have to charge his way back up to the number 7 car of Gar, as they have all caught up to the 6 and the 38 as they come off of 2.
Yep, the 93 and the 10 starting to close in together. The 92 right there behind him, as well as a net up inside this top 10 at the moment, trying to kind of work together. Not quite close enough to each other to help utilize, you know, what little draft you can get here at this track. But they're trying to do something to close into these leaders who are just killing this field, driving away like there is nobody else on this track whatsoever. As you see the 54 slightly losing ground to the 3rd.
Yeah, he's losing just a little bit. He's got about a couple hundred feet worth of room to work with, which it looks like we have a caution.
Yep, caution flies out on the track. Not sure what happened. Some damage to the front of the 9.
Damage to the front of the 19, maybe?
It's like a little
damage
bit
to the
on
front of the
11.
39 of Will. Yes, damage to the front of the 19, the 11,
The
and the 9. Yes, the 9 for sure. Looks like we have that might have been the reason for the caution. The 66 also has damage to his front, as he might have got a piece, and the 13 has a ton of damage to that front end.
21 has quite a bit of damage on it as well.
The Chad Fincham car has a ton of damage. I mean, just wally mopped.
And the 6 pit crew getting it done on pit road will take the lead from the 38.
Yeah, that 38 has really the preferred line on the outside. I'm going to watch from Maggio's third person view and see if I can get a grip on what the outside is like on the restart. He's going to pull away though off the corner. Just such drive with those new fresh four fresh tires, going to the lead in a big way. The 54 is dropping back, then a 93 crossing him over, almost into the wall, so close to the 93 back there. The 22 now making a move on the 93. The 54 will clear both of them in hopes to pull away. The 66 in the wall back there, he got put in the wall. 22 also in the wall. Just a whole gaggle of guys trying to go places that they really can't go at the moment. And so much contact back there. The 22 is locked onto the 93, and Mountaineer will come through to 5th. Try to watch from the 93 as they are 3 wide back here for 6th. Now back down to 2. The 22 gets a huge drive off. Contact between the 93 and the 10. The 20 trying to sneak his nose in there. He's up inside the top 10, looking to the bottom side of the 93. He is dropping like a rock in the ocean.
Battle for second between the 38 and the 7 as they just took the white flag for stage 1.
Contact.
Gar will get the position. Gar's over to the 38.
More contact between the 20 and the 10. Here comes the 11 on the bottom of Mojo.
Keith diving down into turn 3, trying to get the position on Gar as they come out of 4. Keith will get the position on Gar. The battle now back there where you are, Dash.
Yeah, for 10th. Oh, the 66 in the wall. The 10, the 11 is stuck on. He's good. First will be Maggio. Second is Keith. Third is Gar. Fourth is Weir. Fifth is Mountaineer. Sixth is Anat. Seventh is the Bear. Eighth will be Sam. Ninth is Anybody 2024. And 10th looks to be the number 10 car of Boz.
So yeah, good, pretty mix up here in the top 10. The one Ford, couple of Toyotas, and then Chevy, just dominating like they do here in this series.
Yep.
Not much that they can do outside of, restricted manufacturer limit here. But
yeah,
Anat doing pretty good up there.
Oh my, and Keith's pit crew gets it done this time. Taking the lead on pit road under the stage break as we get ready for stage 2 here in this one. 6 going to the outside. Watch from his third person cam, see if he can get a run here. And he will. It's getting tight, Gonna come down on the 38, get maybe a little bit of side draft, not much though, as they go off into 3. 6 will get a run, still on his high side.
Keith with the slide up the track. Maggio trying to get a crossover moving. The 7 shoots down to the bottom of the track, side by side with the 54. Side by side for the lead as they go down to turn 1.
Contact made, more contact. 7
wide.
and 6. They are barely 3 wide, but they are. And the 30 just grazing that outside wall. The 54 is going to back out of it for the time being.
Keith diving down on the outside, trying to get the most out of that track that he can.
And
slight contact with the 6. Here comes the 54
make it out of the
down
corner.
on the
Here comes the
inside.
54, going to get blocked there.
Oh, he tries to make it 3 wide through the middle. That'll send Keith up to the wall.
And they just sent it in there just a little bit too hard, and now they're 3 wide back there for 3rd. Mountaineer moving his way up. Here comes the 21. Trying to catch up to these boys.
Hold his position.
They're 3 wide. Oh, nobody into the wall there. They really did a good job. Contact from the 92 and the 7. Trying to go anywhere. The 54 on the bottom of the 6 for the lead. Into the back bumper. The 20 almost in the wall back there. I believe he got sent into turn 1. For what looks to be about 10th. Got a car in the grass. It's a 66 it looks like. Coming up from the truck series for Nate. Back there, lots of contacts. Way back there. 54 had to really back out of. He sends it in deep. The 20 into the wall. The 22 was involved with that. Back there for about what looks to be about 8th or 9th. 54 washing up, coming out of 4. He'll have a decent run here. I'm not sure if he's going to gain a whole lot though. Maggio got really good drive off the corner. I'm going to kind of go into the field here.
Yeah, I was actually looking back myself and got to the battle with Samster, Seas in the 98.
That's in front of this group.
Nate, 66.
They're 3 wide back here, trying to get a position. Turf really being held back right now. From what you said, he really likes to work it, really work this track. He really likes the way this track runs. The 9 into the 8.
90.
And
8 back
the
down
9
to the
and
wall.
the 8. Yep. More contact. The 9 into the wall with the 19. The 44 might have got a piece of that. No caution.
Grass there.
Not sure why the 9 was just so loose there on the straightaway. Maybe they were 3 wide, but it's just not something that he. I'm not really sure if maybe there was lag too. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It sounds like there might have been contact to the 9, which kind of may have started all that.
Yeah, and and it's a huge gaggle of cars as well.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if there was some checkup. Just caught the veer. What looked to be the very end of it, or like about close to that. Oh, the 39 around. Huge crash with the 39 and the 10. No caution. No caution yet. I'm not sure why he went around. Maybe the 11 was involved. He's way down on the bottom.
9's in pit road here.
Oh, the 11 really way down on the bottom. I'm not sure why he's going real slow. Something's wrong with that car.
Oh, battle at the front. We're trying to get the lead from Maggio. Gar going to go down low with them here.
The 9 is in the pits.
As they just took 10 to go in stage 2. Maggio way up the track, 3 wide for second. Keith down to the bottom. Slight contact there. Weir's going to back off here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he really had a choice. But the 7 really giving it to the 6. He's in his back bumper. Might as well be giving himself damage by doing that. But the 92 Mountaineer looks to be lurking. He's lurking back there.
Yeah, slight contact on the entry to the back bumper. The 38 kind of giving him a
the
shove
9.
down into the corner.
The 9 coming off pit road. Very scary.
He's following his protocol there, sticking on the apron like he's supposed to.
Right. The 7 really did not get a good drive into the corner. Here he comes back though.
Trying to take advantage of it. Not quite able to do it. Did not able to keep the momentum up through the corner like he needed to. As Maggio will continue this race right now.
What 3 to go?
No, I believe they just took 8 to go.
Oh.
Yeah, and 3. Leaders kind of single filed out now. Not really a battle much on. Keith trying to get underneath the 7 again. Just no room as the 38 misses pit road.
Oh my.
I don't know if he got used there, if he was going to try to come in, but missed it. And that is going to hurt Keith.
It's going to maybe ruin a vast majority of his race. I mean, I think the win might be out the window because of that, but he's way back there now. It looks to be about 8th or 9th. He might try to come in here, but he's on the outside of somebody. He can't come in again.
He's on 7th right now, actually.
Well, the 54 into the 92. I think the 22 might have been some contact between both of them, but the 54 will take 3rd for the time being. So he's really having to fend off those guys behind him.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, and Nat having a really good night here. Performed pretty well in the truck series. Was battling top 8, I would say, most of the race. And here he is in the top 5 right now. As they just took 5 to go. Battling with Mountaineer now.
The 6 and the 7 are having a great battle for the lead. The 6 went way up the hill into 1 and 2. Got a good run off, so he's going to keep about the same distance. But the 7 got to his left rear quarter panel. I'm gonna watch from the 7.
Yeah, I think Keith got loose off the corner. I don't think he was trying to actually hit there. Just considering nobody else is coming into pit
he's
here,
lucky that he didn't hit the barrels.
The stage. Yeah. So I think that's what happened with him.
Portico. Got some lap cars up here. Guys with damage, excuse me. The 10, the 39, and the 8, or the 98 possibly. No, it is gonna be the 8.
It's the 8, yeah. The first car they're going to come up to is going to be the 10 car of Boz. As they are now taking 2 to go here.
They had a good 10th place finish in stage 1. See what happens here. Lap cars are known to be detrimental to some racers, as he's just gonna always lag and.
Oh yeah, huge lag there. White flag here in stage 2 of Maggio. Plenty of room as he gets around the 8.
Conky.
Yep, Gar cleanly around him as well.
Coming up to the 39 of Will. He was involved in that crash earlier from what might have been lag possibly, but as they come to stage 2 end, 6 of Maggio will win stage number 2.
Yep, so it'll be Maggio, Gar, the 54, the 92,
The 22.
and then the 22 of Annette will get 5th place.
It looks like the 66.
What a run for him.
The 66 will get 6th. The 38 will get 7th, and then there on back is on visual.
What? What? As Maggio's pit crew again pulling it out here will hold the lead from Gar as they come to the green flag here in stage 3.
We have lost somebody as well. Not sure who.
In the race.
Oh my.
53 and
So much contact. They are 3 wide back here. The 10
4 wide, I'm pretty sure, at the back there.
lagging. The 10 is lagging horribly. This 11 is around. I mean, that might as well be a caution. Yep, caution is out. The 10 is lagging terribly. Just caused that whole incident. And Mojo's sitting there right now. The 39 is also involved in that. You want to let him know.
Who?
He doesn't. Boz, that he just lagged.
Yeah, I'm already on it.
He needs to just go to the back.
And Annette getting the lead now.
I think a bunch of guys didn't pit there. The 6 is what the 6 and the 7 are what look to be the cutoff. The 19 getting up into the top 5 for the first time today. The 13
Actually, both
also
the Critical
up there.
Role boys up there.
Oh, they're 3 wide. Maggio, Mountaineer, Weir, and Gar getting their first taste of what it's like to be back in the pack.
Yep, as there is still a lot of contact riding along with Kevin at the moment. Right here behind Will, the Bear, 44, and the 11 slow off the corner of turn 4.
Yeah, Maggio losing a bunch of spots here. He's
4
lost
wide there with Boz.
Maggio's lost 4 spots since the start of this run here. He's going to get a couple back on the exit of 2.
Still 4 wide with Bear going to the bottom of Boz, and I believe that's the 93 and the 11. Yep, that is Sam with the 93 and the 11 of Mojo. Everyone kind of get that settled down a little bit as Gar is almost 3 wide with anybody, and we're in the 54. Oh, contact to the back of the 20 from the 19. 19 still pushing him. So your boys are playing a little rough with each other right now.
Yeah, I think it's just a product of restarts on this track for sure. Just not very kind.
Yep, Mountaineer getting around anybody. Here comes Keith and Maggio.
We got a battle for the lead. The 13 of Turf. You said he liked this place. He's going to take it from the 98.
4 wide.
On the bottom. 98's going to have a run, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Poor Pig was looking 4 wide there off of turn 2. Slid up through the middle and backed out. Well done by him. Well job by Keith and Maggio to hold on to it as well. Contact with the 10.
98 going to get the lead back. Going into 1. The 66 on the back. Couple of your guys, Grant, up in 2nd and 3rd here. Is
Conky and Tony having a good solid battle here for about 4th place. Conky will pull out the position.
The 13 going to take the lead for good now. The 66 now going to work on the 98 for 2nd place. You see Weir poking out back there as he's made his way with Gar up to what looks to be the 6th position, along with Mountaineer and Keith, and then Anat behind them, and then Maggio has been victim of the pack.
Traffic, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just hasn't been able to quite get through like these other guys have been.
66 going to take 2nd place from the 98. Oh, bumper to the back of the 66 from the 98. Yeah. Not sure if he got pushed in there or if there was some contact before that we did not see.
Car looking to the inside of Conky as they go down into turn 3. Side by side between the teammates of the 7 and the 8.
Get back to Gar here.
And we're trying to now look into the inside of Gar. These two are battling for the first spot of the guys who came in and pit that last caution. See 66 slow through the center of the corner.
Yeah, they're 3 wide coming off. The 54 on the bottom, 7 in the middle, and the 8 on the top. 2 Nitro Racing guys side by side with the D4C car. The 98
contact to the back of the 98,
middle.
the 54 contact to the 8.
3 wide once again. The 8 on the bottom this time. He had a great run coming in, and he will take the 3rd spot.
Looks like some lag from the 98 as he shot up the track into the wall. 66 down into the inside wall. I think that was 66, I could be wrong.
Oh, there was another car, I believe, behind them.
That was somebody else.
But the 7, the 38, and the 54 are the guys that look to be trying their best to get by these guys. It's really, really hard to pass here for sure. It's one of the greater disabilities of this track is passing. You don't see a ton of it. Guys try it. As Gar is actually going to get by the 98 as we speak, but he's got a bunch of, he's got so much fresher tires than that 98. 98 into the outside wall, back into the 54.
Yep, we're going to get a good pass there on the bottom. Third, 3 and 4s. Here comes Keith following in the tire tracks.
I believe there is some lag going on from the lobby. Looks like it might be because Keith's hosting ability, but it's holding together. So yeah, Keith definitely has a pretty big hit box at the moment. The 98 was in the wall, and Keith was nowhere close to him. But it did look like Keith hit him. So.
And now that all this battling has kind of settled down, as the 54 goes battling Gar, they're closing back in on the leader of Turf in the 13.
Yeah, here comes the 38 on the bottom. Keith Ayers trying to make a move on Weir, going into 3.
Yep, that 66 and the 8 are looking pretty fast and racy at the moment. As Turf
the
into the inside barrier.
Tire barrier. That is going to be a caution. I'm not sure what happened with him, but that is
38 heavy damage.
The 54 huge damage. Obviously the 13 has huge damage from hitting the barriers. I'm just not sure what happened there. That was crazy. But the 66 is
The
your leader.
54 doesn't have much damage to me.
He's got...
Yeah, that 13 heavy damage.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to kind of help out Maggio a little bit. It's definitely going to help out Keith, Gar, and Weir. Maggio up to 4th now.
Yeah. I'm not sure who's behind. Is Nitro still in the race?
Yes, he is.
Oh, yes, he is. So that's... So
yep, that's what's going on there.
Yeah, because he's not on our screen, but he was in what looked to be 6th there. Gosh.
Yeah, because once we had that caution come out, I heard him apologizing to the 92. So yeah, he's still there.
4 wide on the backstretch.
Second place.
Oh,
a 39
my God, this ain't
to
gonna work,
6,
fellas.
and the 8.
Somebody's got to give some room. The 22 into the
there goes
38.
the 39 for second place.
Having a really
And
rough
look
race today.
who's here.
Having a
The
really
6 back up front.
The 66 kind of driving away. They're 3 wide. The 7, the 39.
Contact. Saved it.
8 into the back of the 6. I mean, Maggio, when he was in the back, or when he was in the about 10th place, I mean, he was just getting ran through by what looked to be the 16 and a couple other guys. I mean, he is just getting a beating trying to get back up to the front. 66 in the wall. Here comes the 39 at the bottom, and will lead this race.
For a slight moment, as here comes the 6 and the 7 down on the bottom now. The 8 trying to follow through with them. Who's going to get it at the line? It'll be Maggio at the line.
And you know who's back at the 7th already is the 54. He has quickly made his way back up to this group of guys. I just caught him as I was trying to see what was going on in the back.
66 shoved the 2nd to 2nd. In the middle of 3 wide between Will and the 39 and Conky and the 8. The 38 of Will... not the 38 of Will, the 38 of Keith right there as well.
Yeah, really no room for the 66 to operate there. He had to push push Will wide into 3 as he got no room on the bottom. Caught that in total.
Yep, teammates now side by side with Keith and Will. There's Weir in the 54 right behind him, and Nat in the 22 as well, right there trying to get his way back up. Maggio at the 2nd groove through mid corner, down to the bottom on exit, back up to the wall on exit. .29 to go as they just crossed the line. The 66 of Killing 8 had a really good run.
8 and the
38 truck race. This is 6 still on the outside of the 8. Keith almost looking 3 wide. He'll jump back up to the top of the track here.
Over to the back of the 54.
We're
We're going to take that
the 39
advantage.
Of Will right there as well.
Try to take the spot from Keith. Keith to the outside of the 8 of Conky. The 54 going to follow him.
Yep, he'll fill that hole. The 8 of Conky not able to get to the high side. Still stuck on the bottom of the track here.
Yeah, with the 8 going to slide up in front of the 54. Oh,
54 to the bottom. Nope. 54 to the top. Nope.
The 8 doing a great blocking
Keith
job.
will get around the 66 of Killing 8 here.
And the 54 down to the bottom of the 8.
He's going to try to cross over.
See if he can get the spot.
Nope, he's going to fall off to the middle of the 38 on the high side. He'll jump up in front of the 8 as they go down the back stretch. Maggio still leading this race.
The 8
with Guard close to
sends it into 3 and 4 there. Not going to work. It's going to possibly lose 2 spots off of 4. So he really ran it in. With the 39 of Will, contact between him and the 8.
tell you what, there's been a little bit more beating and banging than what there was in the truck series, but this race has still been really clean for the most part, and very solid racing.
Yeah, I think
you know, these Busch drivers are just a little bit more
speaking
aggressive.
of clean, the 66 and the 38, I just caught the end of that. The 66 was coming up and the 38 was coming down, and they just doored each other, and are now going to cost each other a spot to the 54, who is going to go try and run down those top two. But yeah, the 66 was coming up off the bottom, and the 38 was coming down off the top, and they just met right in the middle.
Yep.
Not even going for the same spot, just unfortunate timing there. But the 38 will get around the 66 for the time being. Yes, he will.
Yep. 24 to go as we are now going to jump up to the leaders here. The 6 and the 7 still nose to tail, about a half a car length in between the two. Gar not letting up on Maggio whatsoever as he's working a slightly higher line here through 3 and 4. Getting that draft down the straight.
Tell me when we got 15 to go.
I will do. Still about half car distance between the leaders. As we are hearing Bear not making friends in that 21 machine. Oh, the 22. Oh, who was that? That was the 8.
What happened there? I just went back to see the 8 has dropped a bunch. About 5 spots he's lost. The 22 trying to make his way back to the front with the 92. 13 beside them. Oh,
3
just cut him 3 wide. What a move! What a move by the 92! Wow. Able to just go down to the bottom, and the 22 gets split there, hot dogged right through the middle. The 10. Oh, the 10. We have a caution. The 10,
Yep,
the 93, and the 16 are all around. Who's the 16? It's Tony.
Yeah, the 16 is Tony.
So 3 fatal guys. I'm getting into it there. 10's been known for his lag this race. Not sure if he was just a bystander of that, but it looks like the 10 or the 16 and the 93 had some major damage there. We'll get a caution. Restart with about 15 to go. Not sure how much these guys get on fuel. Do you know what the fuel mileage is?
I don't know. I would have to ask. $17 to go.
7 to go.
17.
Oh, 17. So these guys will have to pit probably one more time. Either that or they'll have to try and save. But the guys we've seen up front all day. Ooh, we got a crash in the back. The 11, the 16, the 93. The other 3 fatal guys in it. Another caution. So we will come back with around 14 to 13 to go. Probably about 14. Closer
Yeah,
number.
I'd say 14.
It'll be interesting to see which guys don't take fuel, which guys do, which guys don't take tires, don't pit at all.
So, no, 13.
What?
So, yeah, I think they'll take green with 13 to go. I don't think fuel will be an issue here. Because you get about 20 something to a tank, I believe.
Yeah, it's just you know, that the mid pack. I feel like some guys are really trying to go for too much real estate. Is that too far fetched? They're really not giving a lot of other guys respect right now. Heard that from one driver under that caution brake, and I feel like I've kind of came to that thought as we've gone on through this last stage here, that a lot of guys are just not giving each other room. The 19 into the wall, he got sent for sure. But yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, some of these guys just not giving each other the respect that they should, or maybe even will deserve. Is that too far-fetched to say? These guys are just going for too much.
That a lot of these, you know, we've seen this commonly, you know, especially lately with the younger generation who even came into in real life NASCAR. You know, it's more of what can I get for myself, and I'm not really worried about other people. You know, all race long. That can make you a lot of enemies, and that's not the way we want to race here in the WRL. We will probably have to have a meeting about this at some point, and we'll see how that goes. But for now, we will go back to the on track as the 54 and the 7 are battling for the lead here. Diving down in turn 3, they should be coming to 10 to go, I believe.
66 up on the wall, he got sent by the 39. I mean, it is go time. We can agree with that, but it just seems like it's been go time for a lot of these guys throughout the majority of the race.
Yep, the 6 coming up, trying to give a little bit of a push to the 54 to get him clear. Almost 3 wide there.
Contact,
a little bit of contact with 7 of the 54.
These 4 guys have been dominant all day. They were in the mid-pack, and they got themselves back up to the front. Been 1 through 4 for the majority of the race. It's going to be really interesting to see who finishes where, because all these guys are pretty much interchangeable.
Yeah, they've been switching positions almost all race long. It just depends on which one gets to run win, and you know how to make the most of it. Maggio, unfortunately, you know, he wasn't able to get through the field like these other 3 were, but you know, since he's got back up here, and another caution is out.
Another caution. And the 16 is blowing an engine. He is out of the race. So if we had a couple guys in the back there, 16 maybe involved with that.
As we are hearing complaints from the 2nd place driver right now about the leader.
He did get into the back of him pretty decently, going
he really
into
did.
3.
I understand his frustrations.
I mean, he's been getting beaten and banged on for the entirety of the race, or for the entirety of the 2nd stage there. Once that caution came out, he's been really getting drove through. I really understand his frustration. I'd be frustrated too. We are back green with under 10 laps to go here at the Magic Mile. 5 to go.
Yep, 5 to go.
Alright.
This is just going to increase the anxiety of the drivers. It's going to make the aggressiveness go up.
It's going to increase the intensity of how these guys drive each other. The 54 looking low, 3 wide off 4. 54 going to tuck back in, but he had a run. Maybe he knows what he can get. The 38 into the back of the 6. I mean, just like we've been talking about, and the 66 going to the bottom of the 6 as he was coming down the track. Looking at Weir here as we come to 4 to go, 3 to go. It's 4 to go, right? 7 been leading this race for a majority of the laps. He's led a ton today. The 54 going to tuck back in. They're almost 3 wide for 3rd. The 38 going to tuck back in. Here comes the 66. We saw him in the truck race. He had a great race. The 6 back down to the bottom. A great race for third contact made. Here comes the 38 on the bottom. He'll try and look.
3 wide with the 2 AMR cars and the 66. The 21 hardened to the back of the 38, now looking underneath them.
The 66 and the 39 battling for that spot together. Looking back, Keith is just getting drugged back here as we come to what, like 2 to go maybe? 66 into the 39. Oh, and
92.
92 is going to get caught in pit road there. Win the final lap, 1 to go, or 2 to go.
Race. I believe they just took 2.
Just took 2.
Yep.
Right, we'll call it as the final lap. And caution is out. Is that the end of the race?
Maggio, Gar, and Weir.
Gar, Weir, and Maggio to be your top 3 at the moment. What's Keith saying?
Yeah, that's going to be the end of the race.
All right. Well,
that'll be Gar, Weir, and Maggio.
I mean, we saw the intensity, but great win for Gar. But we saw the intensity really heat up, coming to that caution at in the second stage, for sure. That there was definitely some intensity going on before that, but it really ramped up after that caution in the second stage. And unfortunately, it just kept getting worse and worse, and guys really gave each other no room, and that's what it results in. It's really not
fastest lap will go to Maggio at the 29:36.
That's really not what we want to preach in the WRL. Definitely not what we want to see up in the booth. But some guys maybe feel like they've been essentially robbed of some different places. If we had just had one more lap, but Grant, you can do interviews.
You know, that kind of racing we don't fully support in this league. There will be a lot to look at after all this is done. Any drivers who are either watching this live right now or going back tonight and watching it, if you have clips, please send them in so that we can get everything looked at, discussed, penalties issued if needed. But with that being said, we will hit up third place now. We're
Maggio.
or no,
I got third.
Maggio. Yep. I know you were very upset there at the end of the race, buddy, but you know, still top 3 tonight.
Yeah.
How was your car?
Didn't have a chance at the win. My car was great. It was great on the long run, but people don't want to get to the long run because they'd rather just push people into the wall. I was still good on the short run. I was able to hold everyone off if I ran the right line. I was running a pretty good line that no one was really able to get by me. It's just hard when there's so many yellows. I mean, it's like I can only hold the people off so many times, and just trying to do the right thing every time. And I just get absolutely. I'm watching the replay right now. I'm in the second lane. I get punted into the fourth lane. It's just like no one races with respect sometimes. It's very annoying. And then we have another restart after that, and the fourth place car punts me again. And it's like you don't even have a chance for the win, and you're ruining other people's chance for the win. And for what? And it's like, sorry only gets you so far. Sorry's not gonna undo what you just did. Like, I understand it's not on purpose, but the anger is still gonna be there. I'm more upset about getting moved from the lead, because that's just a dirty move to me, and I'm definitely gonna remember that, because I don't race people like that, and to have that happen to me very much angers me, and to not have a chance to be there at the end annoys me. And I was hoping Weir was gonna get a chance. He seemed like he had a good run off of turn 2 coming into that last lap, and of course we have the 6th car. Oh.
Yeah, like I said, I definitely understand your frustrations, but
I cut out. I didn't mean to just stop my sentence there. My bad. My mic got unplugged. But yeah, I thought he had a good run there, and I was hoping he was going to be able to do something with it. But It's just very annoying how many yellows we gotta have in a short period of time. Because this was supposed we could go green, man. We didn't even get a chance at the end to try to get the win there. And my teammate runs top 5 all race and gets put down pit road with 2 laps to go, so he has nothing to show for that as well. So just super frustrating and not the way I want to see races turn out. But I hope.
Yeah, I completely understand it, but I mean, still, regardless, you did great all night long until, stage 2. You got it kind of put in the back there with a lot of pit stop strategies, and it seemed like you were kind of hard to make passes there.
That was actually the beginning of stage 3. I tightened the car up a lot because after the first caution in stage 3, I wanted to try to make it a one-stopper, so I tightened the car up a little bit to make it on tires, but just so many yellows that didn't go green. And But good second. I appreciated racing with you. I didn't have any issues with you all night. We had some good battles, and my teammate said the same thing about good battle with you, so good second, and I'll see you guys next week.
See you next week, Magic.
Actually, see you tomorrow.
Oh yeah, tomorrow.
Yes, I don't think I'll get an interview tomorrow though, but we'll see.
Okay. Well,
maybe if I race the way people did tonight, I will.
Well, with that, we will move on to second place of Weir Savage Pro Jr. and the 54 Toyota. Weir, it was one interesting race to say for sure. I don't know if you're even here or not.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. So yeah, it was definitely an interesting race. By cautions there at the end. You, Gar, and Keith were, the only 3 really out of the dominant cars all race long to be able to make your way through the field, with all that pit strategy. And then, the cautions happened.
Yeah, man, it was just nothing but cautions. Never could get a long run. We did get a long run in the second stage, I believe, but it ended short, so I couldn't even do a pit strategy. But I had a good car all night. I got to thank Maggio for racing me clean and other people out there that raced me clean. There was a couple people that got into me, and I got into a couple people, but all in all, it was a good night for the 54.
Yeah, definitely, Q3 and Keith definitely had the cars to beat all night long. So good job with that, and look forward to seeing you next week at, I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
So we move to our race winner, Gar, 2 for 2 tonight. How was your car tonight?
It was good. It was just whoever, because there was a train with people in the back hitting each other, and then on restarts, every time there was a caution, they're going to hit the leaders. And mostly I'll always check up so I don't hit the leaders, so I can find a gap, small gap, if I can fill my car and pass the leaders. I did that when Weir got into Maggio, and then I kind of just slid into the gap between them two. And I think I took the lead. And it just... Car was really long run. Had nothing for a short one. And I knew that it was a long one. A lot of people's gonna be slow. And that's what I figured. But there was no long one.
Yeah, definitely. But going back to back, tonight, does that kind of boost your confidence going into tomorrow?
No.
No? Okay.
Absolutely not. I ain't running tomorrow. If I finish top 3, I have to be surprised. But who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll not. Tomorrow's a different day. Different car. Probably different setup. Try to go for a run. That's all I can do.
Definitely will. Congratulations on the win. I know it's not quite the way you would like it either, but congratulations, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
With that being said, Dash, you got any closing remarks, or you want to interview Turf?
Oh yeah, ask me how my first place run went.
How'd your first
we
place
saw
run
how
go?
that first place run went.
I had a second and a half lead, and it snapped around, and I hit the indent in the wall. It was a great run. I went flying like I've never seen before. I might be in the stand still.
Um, yeah, I mean, you had a fast car when you
When I
were
could get
able to
out
get up
front.
there. Yeah, when
Yeah.
you were able to get there. What was your experience in that mid to back of the pack there? I know you were kind of stuck there for a short amount of time before you were able to get up to the front. Um, what
Um,
what was your whole ordeal and experience like back there, um, in um, with some of the drivers that we saw having some issues?
let's just say if you were in the back, you were hoping that your bumper wouldn't be taken off, because that only happened every time you were in the back of the pack. It wasn't running your line, it was trying to stay defensive so that you could absorb a hit so that you didn't take somebody else out. But there's going to be some videos. I know I've seen a couple, but it's people need to be patient in the back, and that's not what happened tonight.
Right.
That's why I took 2 tires to get out of that mess, and it kind of bit me on that long run because it was the first time we actually went on a long run.
I mean,
I was hoping.
you just needed a break.
Yeah,
Like,
I was hoping that there'd be another caution because I'm like, oh, there's been a couple cautions. Let me just get out here, and then I could take 4 after I get up front, and then that did not happen. And then it was fine until just like a lap before I got a little loose, and then that next lap it was almost undrivable. And I was like, well, I'm around.
yeah, I mean, definitely going to be a lot of video to go over tonight for some of us admins.
Yeah, have fun with that one, guys.
Yeah, I personally just watched a couple myself, and I can tell you that some drivers will be getting some penalties tonight, so that's awesome.
Yeah, it's not what you guys want to do on your off day.
Yeah, not what I want to do at all. It's gonna have to wait. I got some homework to do, but yeah, I mean, you had a good run there for a while. Where'd you end up finishing?
I finished 8th, but it was about to be fucking, or, well, excuse the language broadcast. It was about to be 6th because I don't know what happened in front of me, but like everybody kind of like stalled out, and I was in the middle, and I had to run, and I was going to be 6th, but then I don't know what happened in the back that caused that lost caution, but
yeah,
it was. I assume I know what happened on the last caution, but
right. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to fortunately do some digging. We'll see what happened, but yeah, I mean, you have a good night, Turf, and we'll see you tomorrow. I know I'll probably talk to you before then, and Saturday as well. See you Saturday too. So I just try and not play the game for a little bit. That's all I can say.
well, I got to practice for the cup.
True, but yeah, you have a good night, Turf.
All right,
and maybe we'll get a better result tomorrow night. But Grant, closing remarks.
Tonight was not a great showing for the WRL. Sorry to everyone who, had issues tonight, whether that be on track, watching it, whatever the issues were. We will look forward to having a better race tomorrow with the Cup Series, as we will continue with our final night here at New Hampshire. With that being said, congratulations again to the top 3, and have a good night.